welcome to another Blackjack Day video and moving forward your journey to being a better Blackjack player and AP player. I am Blackjack Dave. I love to play Blackjack, talking about Blackjack and sharing the correct way to play Blackjack with others. In the last video, we went in depth about the true count and we talked about increasing your bet based on the true count. What we did not talk about was what kind of advantage you get as the true count rises, and what should you bet. Hence this video. For each increase of 1, the true count, if you're using the high-low counting method, there's player's advantage increases by about 0.5%. If the casino has an edge over the basic strategy player of about 0.40%, and by basic game, I'm talking about 6 decks, double on any first 2 cards, double after splitting pairs, and dealer stands on a6. Now, if the table allows you to surrender, add yourself a little more. It takes a true count, so if that's all true, so you're playing with about playing with a 0.40% disadvantage. Once the true count gets to 1, you're now playing even Steven with the house. So, what does that mean? It means that you have to be at a true count of 2 to have an advantage. So a true count of 2 gives the counter an edge of about 0.5% over the house. And a true count of 3 gives a player an edge of about 1%, and so forth. I hope I stressed this enough in all the videos that just because you have the edge does not mean you're going to win the hand. Counters bet only a small portion of their capital or bankroll on any given hand, because while they will win in the long run, they can lose on any one hand. By betting an amount which is proportional to their advantage, which is called the Kelly criterion, they are maximizing the potential while minimizing the risk. But Dave, this is great, but what do I bet? Well, below the table, so let's take a look. Okay, I was wrong on the next slide. But here is the magical table. Now, this method of determining your bet spread is a little bit old-fashioned because we now have software. And what software can we use to determine our bet spread? If you guessed Casino Verite, you are correct. Yes, I do like that software. And we will not look at the betting software in Casino Verite in this video, but we will in a future video, either number 3 or number 4. All right, but this way points out something that you might not know, that it takes a lot of bankroll to make large bets. So, for example, when you see a card counter that wants to make a living needs a bankroll of about $100,000 to bet appropriately. But anyway, let's look at this table and an example, and you'll see what I'm talking about. As you know, at 0, at -1 or lower, we have no advantage, so optimal bet is 0%. So I suggest that they're not playing, which is somewhat unrealistic, I believe. It depends on what your goal is. My goal is to go to the casino and play blackjack, so I do the minimum bet. And at 0% optimal bet. So again, either don't play, wait till the count gets positive, or play a minimum bet. At 0, we're even Steven. Still no optimum bet, but I go up 1 unit. And we'll see what that means in a second. True count of 2. Now you got an advantage. So your optimum bet is 0.38% of your bankroll. So when you're at a 5, it should be 1.52% of your total bankroll. Well, let's take an example. Let's say you have a total bankroll of 3,000. So you set aside $3,000 to play in blackjack, and you want this to pretty much last forever with very little risk of ruin. The optimum bet for a true count of 2 would be then 0.38% times 3,000 or $11.40. Well, in today's tables, it's going to be hard to find a table with that low. So you need a bigger bankroll. But anyway, this gives you a general idea of true count, advantage, and bets. Now, what I do is my personal bet spread is generally this. Oh, excuse me. Negative and zero minimum table bet, which is anywhere between $10 and $15. Sometimes I have to play a $25 table, but I don't like to. That just means I need to bring more money. The most I ever play anymore is $25 minimum tables. Most of the time, it's a $10 table that I found locally, which I like that place. Then when there's a one, true count of one, I raise it a nickel. So I'm now betting. If it's no matter if it's a $10 minimum or $15 minimum, I go up to $20. At two, I go to 25. At three, I'm at $30. At four, I'm at $40. At 50, I'm at $50. And anything above a five, I'll start playing two hands if possible. So I'll do two hands of 30, or if it's going well, I might go up to two hands of 50, or play one hand of 75. If it gets up to seven or eight, my maximum bet will be $100. Okay, so you saw from the optimum bets, they're kind of a crazy amounts. $11.20, $22.80, $34.20. Pretty hard to remember what that is. And it would look kind of suspicious. So, plus you can't do cents. So, do you round up or just round down the cents? So, you'd bet $11 at a true count of two, bet $34 at a true count of four, bet $23 at a true count of three. That would also look a little strange and be pretty difficult to remember. So you just kind of round it down to even numbers. For example, at zero or lower, bet $5. At one, bet $5. This is just an example. At two, bet 10. At three, bet 20. True count of four, bet 40, 50, 60. So hopefully after this video, you have a better understanding of the true count and how it affects the betting. Now let's take a look at Casino Verite and play some blackjack. Verite blackjack playing screen. Wealth of information here. One, we got our discard tray right here. Got our shoe. And it gives us our running count and total count. And it also gives us information right here. And this game is going to correct you on your playing strategy. So I got basic strategy, the high-low counting method, and I imported my betting strategy into the game. So let's see how we do. Feel free to count along. And my minimum bet in this game is $15 up to $2,500. And six deck shoe, and it cuts off one deck. Let's go. So we got D1, 0, 0, 1,
20.
G1. Good start. And it shows us our count right there at D1. So I'll bet the same thing.
20. 9.
9 against the 6. Basic strategy tells us to double.
7. 20. That's 9.
Nope. And you see you're at a running count of 3. I'm not going to keep the count. I'm not going to announce it. So you just practice along, and every once in a while, look up there, see if you're right.
16. 13.
Uh,
17. 13. That's 9. 19.
Another loss. Whoops. I hit the wrong button.
20. 19. 9.
Stay.
11. That's 21. 20. 10. 19.
At least I pushed.
20. 12. That's 18. 15. 16. 19.
I think we're at D7. Let's see. Boom, D7. And it does our true count for us to 1. I don't bother configuring what the true count is, even when I'm playing, if the running count's negative. 'Cause it doesn't affect my bet. Why waste that brain power? Now, what I do when I'm sitting at the table like this, in my head, I'll just keep saying the word D7, 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 D7 in my head. And I actually try to visually, someone comes talks to me, put that D7 in the back of my head. Try to visualize that. D7, D7. All right.
21.
Not a great chew so far.
16. Bust. 15. More. 18. More.
That should have been.
Yeah.
21.
Here's an example where you don't play wrong. It tells you. I should have showed you the
17.
screen.
17. 19.
Finally won a hand. Still playing at a disadvantage.
18. 18. 9. 20. More. 10. 13. 15. Too much. 14. Too much.
We're gonna discard tray. Almost get 2 decks in there.
That's 5. 16 or 6. 14. 8. 13. That's 18. 13. That's 17.
So what do you think? You think we're at 4 decks now? Or two, I should say 2 decks in there, 4 decks left. Yep. I see we're at 4 at so I'd use a divisor of 4 now. So the running count was 4. We're gonna have a true count of 1. And in the software, it actually tells your remaining decks 4. So it's, even while you're practicing, you can just kind of estimate. And as you play enough, you'll just see the casino is very accurate. All right. Got some 10s.
19. 15. Over.
Always a 10 when you don't need it.
18. That's 13. Over. 20.
Ooh, clobbered. Play a couple more hands.
16. That's 17. 8. 11.
Now a big one.
17. That's 13. 20. 18. 11. That's 18.
Close to 3 cards. That's close enough. We go either way, really.
18. 15. Or 17. Or 17. 17. That's 20. 13.
Have I won? I think I only won one hand. All right, let's see if I can win this last hand here. I say we have 3 cards, and it still says we're at 4, but awfully close. I bet you after this dealt, we'll go down there. Let's see what flips.
Insurance.
Yep, down to 3 now. When do we take insurance? What true count?
21.
Blackjack.
3. So we played the right hand there. All right, last hand. This losing is kind of sad. Won one hand.
18. 8. That's 15.
15 against a 10. Counts negative. I'm going to hit. Ooh.
Over. 8. That's 16. 17. 17.
All right, so just do this before we go. Let's do a true count conversion. We got 3 decks in there. Maybe 3.5, but I'm just going to say 3 decks. The true count, or the running count, is 10. So our true count should be a D3. And there it is. All right. Remember, Casino Verite, excellent software. QFit.com. I have nothing to do with the guy that makes it or the company. I just think it's a great product, and this channel is all about showing you how to play better blackjack, and this software definitely helps with that. So thanks for watching. To the next video. May many blackjacks come your way.